Assalamu alaikum students. Today I'm gonna teach you about Battle of Badr. So Battle of Badr was fought in second after Hijri, 2 years after the migration from Medina of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Remember to say this after his name. Okay, the Battle of Badr. So the Muslims had the 313 people. This was their total army. However, the Quraysh had about 1000 people in their army. So that's a lot. And the ratio is about 1 to ratio 3. So fighting in these circumstances can be very difficult. So let's start directly with considering a map which I have drawn. So look at this. This is the map of the Battle of Badr. So this is Medina. Okay, this is Medina, and this is the plain of Badr. So Abu Sufyan was carrying a wealthy caravan with 40 people in it. So in this caravan, almost every leader of Makkah had participated in and invested. So Abu Sufyan was coming back to Makkah, but on the way, Prophet decided to attack him with his 313 people so that they can get the money and use it for the muhajirin that had migrated from Makkah to Medina. So Abu Sufyan, when he saw that Prophet was ready with his army of 313 men to march against him and destroy his caravan and loot everything that he had, so he decided to come back to Makkah from a longer route. However, this was a normal route, but he decided to come back Makkah from a coastal route and a far route, and he said to Abu Jahl, so to march against the Prophet. When Abu Jahl left Makkah, he had 1300 men in his army. He left with 1300 men. But as soon as the army reached at some point here before the midway, they realized that Abu Sufyan had reached Makkah safely with the caravan. This tribe was actually Zohra. Banu Zohra. So this tribe was, when they got the message that Abu Sufyan had arrived, they returned back to Makkah. That they said that they did not have a clash with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but they were only just going to get their money if the Prophet had attacked to the caravan. But the caravan, since the caravan is back safely, so they are not going to attack. So when Banu Zohra returned, the Abu Jahl with his army was 1000. This is also a very great and a huge number for only the 313 men in the Muslim army. But when when Abu Jahl reached here, prophet camped here. This was the Muslim camp, and somewhere here were the wells. The Prophet had destroyed much of the wells, and only one kept, because it was a period of Ramadan and they had to fight in Ramadan and fast. They had to observe the fast, so they had to get water for their use, domestic use, and wuzu and drinking. Okay, so let so upon you have understand that how the Abu Sufyan changed his route, and from the border of Medina to the coastal areas, which was a much longer route but was not preferred, but now he had no choice. So here was, and when the battle was fought, first of all, the battle in those times were not started with general fighting. First of all, this it was a 1v1 fight. So 1v1 fight, in 1v1 fight, Hazrat Hamza Razia Tala Anhu had to fight with Utbah. Keep in mind, Utbah was the father of Hinda. Hinda was the uh, uh, wife of Prophet's uncle Abu Sufyan, and Hazrat Ali had to fight with Hazrat Ali Razatala Anhu had to fight with Walid. Walid was actually the father of Khalid bin Walid, Hazrat Khalid bin Walid, which later turned Muslim. So he was the father of him, and he was also a good fighter. So this was the Quraysh side. This was the Quraysh side, and these three were the Muslim side, as you know. So Abdullah bin Haris, Hazrat Abdullah bin Haris who had to fight with Shaiba. So what happened that Hazrat Hamza was a fierce fighter. He killed Utbah easily. Hazrat Ali, you know that he was a great warrior. He killed Walid. But Shaiba damaged and wounded Hazrat Abdullah bin Haris so badly that it was a fatal wound, and he could have died. But Hazrat Ali and Hazrat Hamza already had killed Shaiba, but due to the fatal wound, Hazrat Abdullah bin Haris also had died, had been martyred. He was the first martyr of the Battle of Badr. So after this, general fighting in the battle began. Abu Jahl was very much suppressed, and he was in very fear that Muslims were gaining power from right the behind of the battle. So let's start general fighting. So these 313 people fought with the 1000 people on the other side. But keep in mind, angels of about 1000 in number with Hazrat Jibreel were also with them. So when they attacked, only 14 Muslims martyred. May Allah give them peace in heaven. Only 14 Muslims were martyred. On the other hand, 70 Quraysh warriors died. So it was a great loss for Quraysh, and some historians say that 24 of the 70 dead were killed by Hazrat Ali Radhiyallahu anhu. So it is a separate story. So only 14 martyred from the Muslim side and 70 from the Quraysh side. So this was the battle of Badr. But the leader Abu Jahl, the worst and the bitter enemy of the Prophet, how did he die? He had been died by two kids, Moaz and Moawiz. He was killed by them. Moaz and Moawiz bin Afra. These were two teenagers. Teenagers from 13 to 19 age. These were two teenagers. They gave Abu Jahl a fatal wound, but eventually Hazrat Abdullah bin Masood radiallahu anhu killed Abu Jahl. He was the one who killed Abu Jahl. This was the name which killed Abu Jahl, and Hazrat Muaz and Muawiz. These two teenagers had uh, had given Abu Jahl a fatal wound, but the real killer was Hazrat Abdullah bin Masood radiallahu anhu. So, upon seeing this whole battle and summarizing this up, you can see that Muslims had won this battle easily, and this was a very great win for the Muslims. And this question comes can come in a 7 mark or 14 mark in the O levels also. So, thank you. Please subscribe and like my video on YouTube, and please try to watch other other videos for your understanding. Thank you.